Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the house of King David, the woman of Revelations 12 and Galatians 4:4. I am from the house of King David. All I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am, and not be foolish enough to turn away from knowledge. Now, this is President Obama and the Judah Scepter number 5. And this is the final conclusion. And in this conclusion, I'm going to say first off, to claim your wealth, your hidden wealth, and everything that you own as Black Americans, and to understand how to go about claiming it, strategies to use, how to overcome propaganda, how to overcome being blamed, playing a racist, how to overcome all heathens and make them deal with you so that they cannot do nothing but sit down. Send a blank money order, blank postal money order. You keep the receipt to Kings Road, 205 East Dimond Blvd, number 112, Anchorage, Alaska, 99515. Attention, F King, and keep the postal money order blank. You have the number to it, so the postal service you get it from, they can trace all money orders. Okay, and that will help me get the product to you. I ask for a $10 donation, if not, $7 donation. Okay, $10 to get it to you faster. Okay, now this is what I wanted to say. This decree that you're ordering has a whole lot of pages. It has something like 4,000 pages. It's your manual decree for the fifth dimension and how to claim and begin to take over your government authority. The times of the Gentiles up. You are to step up and be ye gods. This is the manual decree given by the kingdom of David for you to begin to claim your governance, for you to fulfill Galatians chapter 4 and 5 of the Bible as men. I am the mother of the New Jerusalem. It's my job to get this information to you. I'm trying to get this information to you for you to claim your wealth. Also, listen to all Republic notices, and that will give you insight of what to say to these people, how to say to these people, and where you're supposed to be having your priorities, because you only have 2 authorities or 3 authorities to adjust, and that's the Most High, King Yeshua, and the Black Infant, and the Constitution. You know, if President Obama is not following the Constitution, you ought to address him. He is not above the Constitution. The law was made so you can identify transgressors of the law. President Obama is very important. He is the buffer. He is the buffer, but he is not the end and all of everything. He's the buffer for the real Judah, the scepter. He's Ephraim. Judah is the scepter. That means Judah is the law. That means he is serving the law. Judah is the law. So therefore you are to help him as Judah. You are to surround him, protect him, help him, and to knock off all his foes as he governs and transitions us to the King David kingdom that is ruled by King Yeshua, who will rule all nations with an iron fist. President Obama has a lot to do internationally. Meanwhile, Judah the Scepter is to now assert its authority domestically over everything domestically as Obama begin to move internationally in the transition for King Yeshua. Judah are to surround him and protect him, and to make sure all the propaganda is put in its place by any means necessary. Look up the Republic notice to all public television stations. Begin to take over airwaves, television stations. Begin to newspapers. Begin to use internet. Begin to send notices on internet. It's time that we overcome the propaganda of the gays, the Hispanics, the white women, and the Republican Party. We got to overcome, since we are the light of the world, because light is held in dark matter. That's why we're the light of the world. Since we are the light of the world, what we do will be amplified. Begin to amplify it. And rappers and everything like Jay-Z and Beyonce and everything will be able to take it up, be able to follow your lead. The Black Caucus will have to step up to the plate, or they will have to be replaced. And once they step into the plate, they will start calling themselves the Constitutional Caucus. So this is the final installment of President Obama and the Judah Scepter. And the final thing that I want you to get out of this is that they cannot give out no citizenships based on the 14th without coming to the 14th. The 14th has been non-consented since 1868. Therefore, they are not citizens of this country. Because if the 14th is non-consented, that means all naturalization services is non-consented and everything else that they do is non-consented. They're doing everything under done contracts. Also understand that the U.S. corporation is the mule that came with the 40 acres. This is what President Obama is steering for, is the mule. He's allowed in our covenant as the 13th, as a covenant made with Michelle Obama to help steer this U.S. corporate mule who have contracts with the United Nations, which is the Babylon mother whore, and holding all these whore squatting children, the bloodsuckers of the saints, and on all international treaties with her. So they are subject. The UN is owned by the U.S. corporate mule. The U.S. corporate mule is owned by the Constitution. It's our mother mule that owns all of our corporations, because all of them base their corporation on 14 personhood that's non-consented. So it's a lot that you need to learn. And I suggest you send for this decree right away. Right away. I suggest you not wait a day. I suggest you have full knowledge. These tapes govern some, but you need proof beyond proof beyond proof. The Most High and the King David kingdom and the house of David is ready to give you proof beyond proof beyond proof, so that you can speak with the full authority of God's. And that's what we want. We want you speaking with the full authority of God's. So therefore you will be bold and you will not be back down by easy propaganda or easy television. Rather, you will tell them what they can do, and you will tell them that they're beholden to you. You will be telling them they're on your land. You'll be telling them you don't need $1 to claim a property. You'll be telling them you don't need $1 to claim a car. You'll be telling them to prove, you got a superior contract. Prove that the 40 acres didn't come with my Emancipation Proclamation. Prove that I ain't a nation. Prove that my 40 acres is now not more than 25,000 acres. Prove that I'm not a contractual billionaire and trillionaire. Prove that all the foreign aid that went to all these foreign countries is not my property by supreme contract on these foreign countries, lands and banks and the IMF and all this stuff. Ask question, prove that Marco Rubio have a contract that tops Mr. Meeks in Florida. Prove that Marco Rubio is eligible to be a president with a done contract. Prove that Bonar have contract authority to be negotiating our Social Security. Prove that our Social Security trust fund have to carry world debtors when the Constitution have no debt. We need to get to the Socrates method. Learn how to assert, learn to wake up and take your authority as God's. Order this information like God told you to do it, because it's coming from the Holy Kingdom, and you are ordered, since you are so asleep, to get this decree, your Judah Scepter decree, so you can wake up and stop being trampled, because you're hated because you sleep. And while you're sleeping, the Most High still got you Fort Knox like gold, protected by supreme contract, holding everything, holding all the cards. Not only do you hold the cards, you don't have to play no race cards, because you own all the decks of cards on the planet. And this is why you're hated. This is why you're hated, because as you can see, they don't hate us foreign blacks as much. The Hamites come in speaking a foreign language, the Jamaicans come in speaking a foreign language, and they wind up trying to, especially the liberals, they try to give them everything. So it's not the fact that you're black. It's not the fact that you're black. It's the fact that you're the namesake and you're the Constitution. You're the walking Constitution. And you're sleeping and holding everything, and you're still being protected. And they hate God because the Satan and draconic regime hate God for making you supreme. Okay? So shalom, 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 and order your decree, your Judah decree, and find out your owner's manual of your country and governance and how to take over and how to begin to understand the power you have. Peace. This is Mary Omni from the Holy House of King David.